Thank you for listening to Vision Resources Audio Services. Join us for a special interview with CEO Cheryl Cuddy and Director of Development and Public Relations Paul Zavinsky, who are joining WI00 A.M. talk radio host Bob Carey for the March 10 program of Garden Talk.
So a couple guests at our program today. So I'm really pleased to have Paul Zavinsky here with us. Cheryl Cuddy is with us here this morning. So thanks, guys, for coming in. They're from Vision Resources of Central Pennsylvania. And this is a topic that might seem a little off the topic. But again, I think it's something that there's probably many more people who probably are in need of those kind of services or would be interested in those sort of services, would be interested in hearing about. So that's why I brought you guys in. And microphone's yours.
Well, thank you very much for having us, Bob.
Surely.
And you hit the nail on the head. There are people in the Carlisle, the Franklin County area that we want to bring awareness of the services and that we provide to the residents, because we're in 4 counties, right, Cheryl?
We are. We are in Dauphin, Cumberland, Franklin, and Perry counties.
Yes, and by the way, this is our birthday celebration this month. 103 years old for our agency, and we started in 1921.
So tell us a little bit about the kind of the people that you serve, and you know what their needs are.
Okay. Well, Vision Resources of Central Pennsylvania, we are the blind association that provides the services to this community. There's actually a blind association that covers every county in Pennsylvania. And
is it a statewide organization?
We're actually members of a statewide organization called Pennsylvania Association for the Blind, but we are all independently operate and as a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. So we all do things a little different, but we all try to provide the same type services to the community. Vision Resources, we're actually on South 19th Street in Harrisburg. We've been there since 2008. We were previously Tri-County Association for the Blind, and a lot of people still know us that way because that name is on our old building on 2nd and Kelker. But Vision Resources, so the people we serve, we do a lot of prevention of blindness. So we'll go out into preschools and daycares and screen the children's eyes for free and educate them about eye safety. It's very important that these children have at least an eye screening to indicate the need for an eye exam before entering school. Many times children entering school with some type of vision impairment are misdiagnosed, maybe as a behavioral issue or a learning disability. So we're doing our part in trying to prevent that and giving kids the start that they need before starting school.
So presumably by early screening, and I guess this is true for almost any kind of medical condition, that early screening can help maybe intervene in a way that, you know, would prevent the progress or even reverse the problem.
It definitely will. I mean, children only know what they're seeing. They don't know how they should be seeing.
Right.
And we get testimonials from the parents when a child gets their vision screened, and if we detect a problem, a note goes home to the parents that they can bring the child in to our eye clinic for a free, full professional examination. And I just have to read this because these are kind of notes that we get that keep our day going. Well, we had a note go home to a child, and the parent wrote back, "We finally got into the eye doctor. The results are attached. His new eyeglasses are ordered. Thank you so much for doing what you do. I'm truly grateful that this was detected and we can help our son see. I had no idea he was having a hard time. From the bottom of my heart, thank you." That's just makes
Sure,
you want to
absolutely.
go to work the next day.
So just out of curiosity, what are the typical conditions of children with their eyes? I mean, nearsightedness, farsightedness.
There is a lot of nearsightedness, myopia, also cross-eyed and lazy eye as common terms. Mm-hmm. So anything like that we can at least help these kids get on the right track. And Paul mentioned we have an eye clinic. So these children are encouraged to use their family eye doctors if that's not a possibility for them, if they don't have access to that, maybe if they're uninsured or underinsured. And this goes for anyone, not children. We do have a free eye clinic. So we have volunteer optometrists that will do a complete eye exam. And then we have our own contract with an optician, and we fit them for free eyeglasses. So they can walk away that day knowing then that they have received the care that they need to continue on. We don't take ongoing conditions. We simply do basic eye exams and the glasses. It makes a difference to the community as far as there are individuals who can't pass their driver's license test, won't be able to get to work because they can't get themselves an eye exam. Also, just as far as filling out job applications or just day-to-day life. Anybody who doesn't have financial
So these
access.
volunteer opticians take time from their practice to
The volunteer optometrists. Yeah,
okay.
so the eye doctors. They
Okay.
do. They take time away from their practices and give it to us. So it's accessible to anyone. If you live, say, we're here in Carlisle. If you live in Carlisle and you don't want to come to Harrisburg for an eye exam, that's okay. If you qualify, we have participating doctors close to your area, close to your home. So you can get these same services for free. It all just comes through our eye clinic for qualification.
Sure. And how do people access that, find out that information?
That's at our main phone number, 717-238-2531, and ask for the eye clinic. A woman named Jody will take good care of you. If you do have insurance for some of these services, she'll help you find somebody who can take that insurance and get you what you need.
And just to throw out some numbers.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were talking about the vision screenings for the preschool children. Pre-COVID, we were doing over 4,000 vision screenings per year. We worked up to that number, and then COVID hit, and it decreased, of course. But this past year, our past fiscal year, we did 2,528 vision screenings. And that's a lot of children to find, the problems and help
Sure.
them and the parents.
And so what's interesting to me is that, again, this kind of opportunity to get some early intervention and screening is kind of important because some of these things sound like they're correctable.
Yes, they are. And correctable with glasses, correctable with blocking out one eye. There are many things, depending on the condition,
Sure.
of course. One thing interesting, too, in our eye clinic, 70% of our clients in our eye clinic are non-English speaking. So we are available to everyone. We have a translation service that we get a live body video on our iPads for you and follow you around so that you can get through that exam and there is no confusion and everyone is served equally.
Actually, 166 patients or clients were used that translation services last year. So it's a necessary item that we have to have. It's in our budget. It's not in the client's budget because the service is free.
Is there any education component to what you do? And so you talked about, eye protection. So, as an arborist, as a guy who's worked outside, around kind of hazardous conditions, I'm certainly aware of personal protective equipment, but even things like wearing sunglasses and so forth.
Oh, absolutely. Protection from the UV rays is essential for all of us, not just in, an eye clinic setting, but that takes us a little bit towards our low vision services because one of the most common conditions that cause low vision would be macular degeneration. And one of the ways to help prevent is protecting your eyes by wearing sunglasses, hats throughout your lifetime. So it's something that we tell the kids in our education in the preschools so that it's something that hopefully sticks with them, and especially people like you who are outside a great deal of the time.
Right. 243-1200 is the way to get a word in edgewise. Paul Zavinsky and Cheryl Cuddy are here with us from Vision Resources of Central Pennsylvania. So if you have a question about anything related to vision or low vision. They're here to answer your questions. So one of the things that I guess, so the next thing I'm kind of curious about is, so apparently your service, I know your services aren't limited to screening and so forth. So what's the kind of characterize the other kind of people that you serve?
Absolutely. We just touched on low vision, so let's expand on that.
So what does low vision mean?
Low vision means that some of your vision has been stolen from you and is not able to be restored. So that could be through glaucoma, macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, even some more neurological things such as stroke. So now you have to figure out how to continue to live your life the way you used to, as close as possible, with this vision loss. So we have a low vision rehab center where we employ a low vision optometrist. His job is not to repeat what your eye doctors are doing because they're taking care of the health of your eyes. They're managing that eye condition. What we're going to do then is to help you find how much vision do I actually have, where is it, and how can I best utilize it. Sometimes it's new prescriptions. Sometimes it's devices. There are so many low vision devices and amazing technology available now that that can help you to continue to read, pay your own bills, do your hobbies. So it's important if you get this evaluation, the doctor can at least tell us what magnification level does this person need? What type of tools would be best to meet their vision goals? Then we employ also a low vision occupational therapist, and she works with the clients after their low vision evaluation. She actually lets them try hands-on. We have multitude of devices in our building that they're able to try and make sure that this is the right solution for them before they make any type of an investment.
So when you talk about occupational therapy, what I'm thinking is that, folks with low vision that may or not be correctable may need some specialty kind of tools to navigate the kitchen or other, parts of their home or stuff like that.
Exactly. Yes, there are daily living skills and little tricks and tools for that. A lot of people want to focus more, though, on computer usage, accessible smartphones, which we're able to help them with as well. So there are programs that read to you. There are programs that magnify for you. So it all depends very much on the individual's need and how much vision they actually have.
Interesting.
And then there's another service that we provide, case management services. Not everybody my age or in my age bracket, if you're losing your vision, wants to learn how to use a computer, or there's technology that might scare them. And so some people are housebound, they're elderly, they may have more than one disability, including the vision impairment. And so we do have case managers that provide support services, transportation and escort services, and that's available free also. And so we have the case manager will have a portfolio of people that they check in on, might take them to a doctor's visit, a dentist visit, help them with the groceries. And Cheryl mentioned the occupational therapist. She will actually go out to some of the clients' homes and maybe safeguard them and show them how they can use some of the appliances. And there are things called bump dots that a very simple thing that you can put a bump dot on your microwave oven and show you, and you can feel that. A person with impaired vision can feel the bump dot. And that might be how to turn it on or how to turn it off. So the occupational therapist helps in that way, and she works with the case management services also.
Interesting.
So let's say it's not low vision, and of course our community that is blind, we have services for them as well. They take advantage of our case management, of course, but we also have an access technology specialist who her job is to train people with no vision on electronic devices and technology with all the assistive technology, the apps, everything that comes with it. And she is actually blind herself since birth. Everyone knows Londa Peterson. She's been with us what is it, about 30 years now?
I think she started as a teen. Didn't she?
She did. Straight out of college. Yeah. And so Londa trains people with no vision, whereas our low vision department works with people that still have a little bit of vision.
It's amazing to see her work with other clients. She's totally blind. She'll have a client that's totally blind. And to see her work and to see them work together and learn how to use Word and how to use Excel, and she can teach that. She also does brailing for us. She feels that learning how to read Braille is very important for somebody that's blind. And so we get contracts, and this is one way that Vision Resources creates revenue. And she'll do brailing production for state government, for lawyers that need a contract written up in Braille for a client. And so that's very nice that we have that, too, as a source of income.
It's interesting. So, one of the two things. One is that, I've been astonished over the years of encountering people who are totally blind and finding out how resourceful and, adaptive they are. So many of them seem to function, at almost a higher level than I do in some cases. They've adapted well. But the other thing is, how common is Braille usage these days?
It isn't as common as it used to be. It's still equally important, but given all of our technology now and the accessibility of things on computers and smartphones, programs that will read to you, it isn't as commonly used. But, like Paul said, Londa feels that it is imperative. And
yeah, it seems
think
to me
about going into a public building. What makes it accessible? You have to be able to read the Braille to know that you're at the men's room or the woman's room. And similar, some restaurants will have Braille menus for you.
So one of the things that kind of ticks me off, or I thought was kind of strange, is, the drive-in ATM that I use, the buttons on it are apparently in Braille. So sometimes I just wonder about the utility of that sort of scheme.
Well,
so put me right. I told you I'd ask the dumb question.
No, I almost brought that up. If you go to an ATM, there is a Braille on those. And what can I say?
We're going to hope that person isn't the driver.
Yes.
Maybe they're in the back seat.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to Vision Resources Audio Services. CEO Cheryl Cuddy and Director of Development and Public Relations Paul Zavinsky are with WI00 A.M. Talk radio host Bob Carey for the March 10 program of Garden Talk.
Our guests here this morning are Paul Zavinsky, Cheryl Cuddy from Vision Resources of Central Pennsylvania. So have some more questions for you, but if you have something you want to tell me before I ask you questions, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to bring up our audio services.
Okay.
This is another service that we do for free for everybody. It started in decades ago that one of our volunteers might go to a client's house and read a magazine or newspaper to them. And then it evolved into a radio station, low-power radio station. And that was in the analog days. And now we're in the digital days. And so our audio services has come a long way. And we stream now. We stream when we do podcasting. And we try to program a program schedule that will be useful for a person with low vision or reading impaired. And so we have programs. We read magazines. We do a little bit of news. We do a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of music. And it's all meant to go for the blind and visually impaired communities. Sometimes for some people, we hope that we're providing companionship, a little awareness of some things that are going on in the world. And we have volunteers that come in and read these magazines. We have 42 volunteers last year, and they put in a total of 3,005 hours of their time just to read to our clients. And if you wanted to listen to our streaming, two important things that are very popular on our stream is we read obituaries, and they seem to be very popular with our listeners. They want to hear those. And we also do grocery ads and pharmacy ads. And again, a lot of the programs that are there, whether it's National Geographic, Prevention Magazine, or some other magazines that we read, you can listen to the podcast, or if you're into podcasting, you can download it. And you can hear the stream at www.vrocp.org. That's our website, and it'll stay right there on that page. Just click here and listen live.
Interesting. So, I was kind of curious. I'm just kind of curious about the grocery store ads. I mean, how do you do that?
Well,
give me an example.
A volunteer comes in, and hopefully they've read over to see,
Right.
the gist of what's in the ads. But they just sit and they'll say, today, loaf of bread on sale for $1.99.
Right.
And it'll be, they'll name the grocery store that it's at and that sort of thing, give the information. But they just read the value that it's on sale for. And, those ads change every week.
Yeah.
So we keep up with them and get the ads, the newest ads.
Yeah, that's a valuable service, because I wonder how many people, I know I use the ads to kind of develop my grocery list.
Sure, I do too.
Shop by what's on sale. Yep.
Exactly. And just one last thing, as our daily, we're on the air 24/7, but we do blocks of 8 hours. So we start at 9 a.m. in the morning with a live reading of the Patriot News. And then it goes from there into the other programs in the schedule for an 8-hour block. And then that repeats twice more in the day, 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people with vision impairment that are not computer savvy take advantage of an Amazon Alexa.
Yep.
So you can also listen to us by saying, Alexa, enable Vision Resource Stream, and it will start playing live for you.
Interesting.
We also, to go along with those obituaries that are so popular, we have an 800 number, and you can call our telephone number at 717-238-2531 and get that number. And we have volunteers that actually record obituaries. They read the entire obituary as it is in the newspaper, and you can listen to it on your telephone.
So I think all this conversation is very important, not only for the folks who are visually impaired, who may be beneficiaries of the programs that you offer, but for folks who, care for folks who are vision impaired, because, in some instances, it sounds like that they're the portal to access to this stuff. So the information that you're putting out, I think, is important to them. Paul, you had more.
Yeah, we have been talking quite a bit about the services at Vision Resources, and since the majority of them are free and a service to all of the communities that we serve, we have to find a way to generate revenue. Mm-hmm. So when we started in 1921, the agency knew that people wanted to work that were blind. They want to learn a skill. They want to have that pride in what they do. And they did things like make carpets, and they made brooms and some other things like that. Well, today we still have businesses, and the businesses generate the bulk of the revenue to pay for all of the services that we have. We have a production department that does warehousing and fulfillment. They also do printing. We do. You can take a look at our annual report that we print ourselves, Bob, and you can see it's. The quality is professional. We do pamphlets. We do all kinds of printing, invitations and posters and that sort of thing. We have a custodial service that goes out and does commercial custodial services. And we do photo ID services in 4 of the state's ID service locations. And one of them is here in Carlisle, right?
Yes.
Got one in Carlisle, one in Duncannon, one in Queen Street in York, and Runkles in York. We have a flooring services department that does mostly commercial installations of carpeting in colleges, universities, and state buildings. And like I said, these are important for 2 things. One, they generate the revenue to pay for the services that we do. But the second thing is that 75% of the people that work in those businesses have 1 or more disabilities. So we're finding a way to train somebody, let them have a little pride in working, earning a paycheck, and they're paying taxes just like everybody else.
Yeah, very interesting. Very cool.
Thank you for listening to Vision Resources Audio Services. CEO Cheryl Cuddy and Director of Development and Public Relations Paul Zavinsky are with WI00 A.M. Talk radio host Bob Carey for the March 10 program of Garden Talk.
I just want to mention that our friends from Vision Resources of Central Pennsylvania are here. Cheryl Cuddy is with us and Paul Zavinsky. So you have some stuff coming up that you want to share with us. Tell us about that.
We do. Two things. You just mentioned a summer camp. So we want you to know we have a summer camp. It's a day camp only, 1 week in July for children in grades 3 through 12 with severe vision impairment. So it's an opportunity for these kids to spend this amount of time, stretch their comfort levels, be with kids with like challenges, and just have a lot of fun. So that's coming up in July. For more information, you can call us at 717-238-2531. Ask for Teresa Strawn, the Director of Services.
So what ages is that, sir?
Grades 3 through 12.
Okay.
And Paul mentioned our business-to-business services, and they fund 85% of the services to the community. But we also have a couple special events, and one is coming up next month, and that is the 24th Visions of Monte Carlo. So this is our signature fundraising event. It's on Thursday, April 18th at the Sheraton Harrisburg Hershey, and this is an evening of a plated meal, a lot of fun, live big band and dancing and casino-style gaming. And all the proceeds go straight to our services.
And we do a couple other special events, and they are a lot of fun too, but they're more awareness events. This is our signature event, and we just like to celebrate the people that make everything that we do possible, celebrate the services that we provide, our mission, and everybody comes out to have that celebration with us, and we really appreciate it. What's that date again?
That is Thursday, April 18th. Tickets are on sale now on our website, www.vrocp.org.
And we do other things to raise funding. Along with that, we have a donor base, and the donors have been supplying donation contributions to us since the beginning in 1921. If you wanted to make a gift, you can certainly call our main telephone number at 717-238-2531, and I personally will help you out at that telephone number. You can make an annual gift, and when I say that, it can be any. We have gifts that come to us from $5 on up, and they all make a difference. And if you wanted to make an annual gift, just call in, or you could make a designated gift. Let's say you wanted to support the camp or our eye clinic. You can call in and make a general gift and make a designated gift. I always encourage people. We all plan our retirement. We plan things like that. A lot of people make a planned gift, a bequest, or a will in their will. And certainly we can talk to you about what would be a good place to put the money, designate the money for that. And then we started an endowment a couple of years ago. And this endowment is for a lot of people have encouraged us to do this for many years. The endowment gift is going to be like a legacy gift. You're going to join the funds from other people, and we use that money to take the mission forward. And the endowment is our 2020 Vision Endowment is what it's called. And certainly we would appreciate a gift in that fashion as well.
So, Paul, thanks so much for coming in. Cheryl, thanks for coming in and sharing with us about the Vision Resources of Central Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
And again,
we couldn't really cover everything that we do, and that's when we give people a tour of our facility and our services. That's what everybody says. We didn't have no idea all the things that you do. So if you want to come by for a visit, if you want to learn more, please contact us.
So I will also say quickly that going to your website, there is some information about the services you provide and much of the stuff that you shared with us here.
Absolutely.
All right. So please do that. And again, thanks so much for coming in. You guys were great guests.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for listening to this special interview program on Vision Resources Audio Services with CEO Cheryl Cuddy and Director of Development and Public Relations Paul Zavinsky, as they joined WI00 A.M.'s Bob Carey in studio for their March 10th program of Garden Talk. We hope you enjoyed the program and found it educational as well.